Hello, Amadeus here. Today we're going to be talking about celebrities. Who they are, what they are to us, and what we are to them. Celebrities are not our friends, nor are they our enemies. A celebrity entertains us. We are entertained. That is the crux of the relationship. No more, no less.
No, I'm making fucking content. I entertain them. They say they like it. They say they don't like it. They have a reaction. That's the fucking transaction. I make, they judge. And then it's fucking transaction over. I don't fucking owe them anything beyond that. They don't owe me anything beyond that.
Celebrities vary, both in talent and in their personality. Some celebrities are amazing and kind. Others, well, they're only human.
Do you think I want to spend my weekend pretending to be engaged to a lunatic rather than tell my parents the truth? I'll pick you up in the morning. We're just pretending.
Multifaceted.
You two lie to each other and cheat on each other, and I'm stuck in the middle. You've made my life miserable. Why the hell did the two of you stay married?
To try to give you a happy home.
Oh, my God! Look at the two of you! Have you no shame?
You have some celebrities that are good people, great talent, horrible temper. Christian Bale was one such person. He actually, despite his huge rant, allegedly ended up giving his Batman costume, of all things, to the poor man that he yelled at. Worshipping celebrities isn't healthy. You go up to them and say, I got all your films, all your movies, all your action figures. They're probably gonna be, at best, oh, thank you, very politely, but it's not out of genuine love.
I like that. I don't know your name.
The odds that you're actually going to make an impression on them and become buddies or more is extremely unlikely. You're better off playing the lottery. If that fact was universally known, Scientology would collapse overnight.
You were supposed to understand.
And if you persist beyond saying hello or a passing joke, it won't end well for anyone. So don't do this to yourself. At best, you will harass someone who has entertained you for a long time, and that isn't how you should repay them. Funny story, I worked for a security company where one of our agents thought it would be a good idea to hit on Avril Lavigne in the elevator. Did he end up marrying her? Oh no. No, he was fired.
Also, her mit Herzen von
Fuck off.
To say nothing of the more extreme cases where people get physically hurt or even killed. Celebrity stalking benefits no one. If you really care about celebrities, leave them the fuck alone. You wouldn't want a celebrity being rude to you, especially one that you like. That would break your heart. So don't act like they owe you their personal time. They don't. There literally isn't enough time for them to engage with every single fan of theirs. I get the fantasy appeal. I love John Lithgow and Walton Goggins and Victoria Kern. And yeah, I would love to have lunch with them. But unless I am famous myself, it's just not going to happen. Ever. I mean, at this rate, I'm about as likely to have lunch with Robin Williams, Lee Van Cleef, or Mickey Rooney. In ancient times, Roman writers noted that Attila the Hun, when he wasn't raping and pillaging and burning cities to the ground, liked to kick back in the pool and relax with his buddies. So the notion that stars are just like us kind of cuts both ways. In the grand scheme of things, most of these celebrities won't even be remembered except by people who grew up in their time. I mean, how many people nowadays know about Eddie Cantor or knew about him before they watched Boardwalk Empire? I'd wager not very many. If it wasn't for the fact that Casablanca's famous scene has been reused and parodied endlessly, most people wouldn't know about Humphrey Bogart either. But in a century where Kim Kardashian and Paris Hilton are but footnotes, comparable to Olivia de Havilland, or however you say that, or Susan Hayward, They were famous in their time, but you probably don't know who they were unless you're in a nursing home. In about 50 years or so, nobody will know who the Kardashians are, unless they keep manage to pass the torch to others in their family. But in 500 years, everybody will still be talking about Attila the Hun. Celebrities are not heroes. Being famous doesn't make you a hero.
Father, I've beaten every single monster I've come up against. I'm the most famous person in all of Greece. I'm an action figure.
I'm afraid being famous isn't the same as being a true hero.
If your quest to meet a celebrity is for the photo op, just remember that many of them feel the same way about you. So once again, the relationship isn't a personal one. It's no different than taking a picture with the Statue of Liberty or the Great Wall of China. And putting aside the fact that celebrities aren't your personal friends, and that they are only human, and that is before we even get into the ones who are actually full of themselves. Or the ones that are deadbeats. Or the ones that are tragic. Or the ones who are just dangerous. You know, Mike Tyson bit the ear off of his opponent. That makes his rape crime seem tame by comparison, which was also disgusting, if you ask me. Then there's Roman Polanski, a sick fuck who raped a 13-year-old girl. The Me Too movement, of course, is full of people who have only vindicated the reputation of Hollywood as a cutthroat industry where careers are made and broken by intrigue and unfairness. Ironically, some of those accused, or even proven, are former accusers themselves. You know, Rick James kidnapped a woman, tied her up, raped her, and burnt her before going to jail. I love the song, Super Freak, but he was a horrible man. And if there's a heaven, I don't think he's in it. And that is, of course, before you even get into the celebrities. They're just not relatable at all.
Voight is another. He's just right-wing weird.
It's fine to be a fan of celebrities. Many of them, to their credit, are highly talented, and yes, some of them are kindred spirits, to some people at least. But you are more able to enjoy their work if you put aside their notion that they owe you their personal time, or that you have a special relationship with them. You aren't doing yourself any favors by setting yourself up for the loss of a friendship that you've never even had. Truth is, if you really want to be friends with a celebrity, you have to find a way to become a rich and famous entertainer. Then they will come to you. If you understand how unlikely that is, that you will become rich and famous by entertaining people, then you understand how unlikely it is you'll ever be an integral part of their world. And you don't need to be. There are plenty of people who aren't rich and famous that you will enjoy spending time with. I would be more concerned with more pressing problems that affect you and everyone else. If your biggest problem is that a celebrity doesn't have a personal crush on you, you're either one of the luckiest people on Earth, or you're one of the most troubled people on Earth.
Mr. Simpson, do you have anything to say for yourself?
Yes, I do. I believe that famous people have a debt to everyone. If celebrities didn't want people pulling through their garbage and saying they're gay, they shouldn't have tried to express themselves creatively. In closing, you people must realize that the public owns you for life. And when you're dead, you'll all be in commercials dancing with vacuum cleaners. Thank you, Your Honor.
If you really care about them, don't make their life a pain in the ass. They get more than enough of that from their agents, paparazzi, and other celebrities. Having a celebrity file a restraining order against you isn't an accomplishment. Unless, of course, you're fucking insane.
Hey, where you been? I'll tell you where I've been. You boys may have had gelato with Stan Lee and gotten autographed comics, but I saw the inside of his house and got an autographed application for a restraining order.
The fact that some of the best, and also some not so well-known celebrities have committed suicide just goes to show you that fame isn't all that it's cracked up to be. Sure, I love it when people tell me that they like my books, and many of them have. But I didn't create the Haber process, or the printing press, or the internet. If I hadn't have been born, this world wouldn't be noticeably better or worse, and if I die, even as a famous author, which is possible, it still won't be any noticeably better or worse. Like it or not, most, if not all of these celebrities, it's the same way. True, Sir Christopher Lee was a Nazi hunter, quintessential gentleman warrior, and even still, ask any agent in Hollywood, and they will tell you how easily a role can be recast, and they won't lose a second's sleep over it, and in fact how many movies have gone through without director's first or even 10th choice in mind.
No, it isn't possible.
What's not possible? He's fantastic. This is his best performance ever.
Of course, my advice cuts both ways. Celebrities should also know better than to think of themselves as special. Sure, they are rich and famous. Okay, fine. So was Attila the Hun. If you want your fans to treat you like a person rather than a concept, you have to remind them that you are not indispensable, but rather quite flawed and quite mortal, just like everybody else. As nice as it would be to have one perfect person fix everything, we will never come anywhere close, at least not by entertainment. Even Quentin Tarantino, Paul Newman, and Shakira have their flaws. Robert Downey Jr. for a long time had almost nothing but flaws. My hat's off to him for pulling his life together and taking one of the most prolific roles in Hollywood history. But if you think he's as perfect as Tony Stark, think again.
I lost both the kids in the divorce.
Not even George Carlin, the master, was without his flaws, and I think he might have been the closest thing we've ever had to Socrates in modern times. I really, truly...
There is nothing wrong with the planet. Nothing wrong with the planet. The planet is fine. The people are fucked.
He's smiling. The fascism... Germany lost the Second World War. Fascism won it. Believe.
Conservatives want live babies so they can raise them to be dead soldiers.
Most of the appeal of YouTube these days is that we have a bunch of mini celebrities who are self-made, not packaged by agents and narrative, and they actually get to be themselves, which is refreshing. You know, the Spice Girls in their time, to their credit, were good vocalists, but the fact that they couldn't keep their story straight about how the group met and how they formed raises questions as to whether or not they even knew each other at all before they began recording music. It wasn't the first celebrity group hashed out of nothing, and it wasn't the last. A good way to think of celebrities, think of them as individuals, flawed entertainers. They make the mistakes. Some of them, they wouldn't even like you if you had met them when they were still nobody. And others are just as amazing as the many non-famous, amazing people in the world.
He dared to kill a king's dare. Dared to kill a king's deer.
Not important. And jealous with a soul.
It doesn't mean anything.
It means everything.
See? This is why I didn't mention it. So Angel has a soul. Big whoop. So did Attila the Hun. Not to mention a heart as big as all outdoors when it came to gift giving.
Once you can be honest with yourself and realize that you can separate a person and their conceptual idealization, the more you understand, the more understanding you have of yourself and others. Seeing people in 3D, rather than one-dimensional characters, isn't just more realistic, it also leads to more nuance and enjoyment. Besides, imagine how great it would be if you actually did meet one of your favorite celebrities and you're one of the few people that doesn't gush or suck up or pass out, but you actually managed to talk to them. That would probably impress them, unless they're a bunch of narcissistic cunts. Another interesting celebrity story. Different security company a friend of mine worked for. He had a very nice long chat with a gentleman. Very nice, down-to-earth guy. And then these two big guys came to get him. You're coming with us. You know, so he thought it was some kind of kidnapping, so he called every guard he had available down to the area immediately. Michael J. Fox was a bit surprised that he didn't recognize him, and explained that these are my bodyguards. They're not here to kidnap me. Take care, and remember, honesty is the best policy.
Everything's packed. Chop, chop, gotta go.
Dick, I think we should stay.
What?
Well, my parents and I have been talking since the little blow up in the hot tub, and I think we've made some progress.
Progress? Are they getting a divorce?
Divorce? They've been married for 46 years.
Yes, 46 horrible years.
I'm sure they've had their ups and downs, but it's only made them stronger. That's what marriage is.
Oh, my God, they brainwashed you. And you're one of them.
Dick, I want to thank you for bringing everything out in the open. I feel like a tremendous weight's been lifted from this family. I want to tell you two something. There's nothing more exhilarating than honesty.
Oh, so honesty's your game, is it? Yeah, I'll give you honesty. Your precious little Mary Margaret Ragamuffin Magpie has been lying to you. She didn't even want to come here because she didn't want to tell you that our engagement is off. We're through. And that's okay because I don't want to marry her anyway. I don't want to marry anyone, not after meeting you. If this marriage was a horse, you'd shoot it.
Dick, we forgive you.
Forgive me? Would you like some cocoa? No, I don't want cocoa. I don't want anything. I just want to climb into a spaceship and fly to a far-off galaxy, millions of light years away from this twisted and sadistic human freak show.
He's the one.